They're about to break. Starter holding them there. One of the attendants leaping up inside of the machine, but they're off and racing to the last event of the day, and it was the favourite who bounced out in front. Next Stop the Moon straight to the lead from on the outside. Tribute to Mary, the roughie, will pull it on for the front and is really applying the pressure. It Comes Natural went up there as well in front of Frosty Beverage. Right behind those, Vitalilo. A length away, Finger Mark, and Triggerfish buried away on the inside early. A length and a half, Trade Prize, Mr. Undercover, Kelly's Secret. Last of all is Infiltrator. Well, they're going along at a strong gallop at the 900 mark, where the favourite forced to quicken up on the inside for Graham. Next Stop the Moon got a half a length over Tribute to Mary, the absolute roughie of the field out there. It provided some nuisance value to the favourite early on. Then Frosty Beverage on the inside, back there fourth. It Comes Natural. Around the outside goes Vitalilo, then Triggerfish, who's trying to push up on the inside of that pair. In behind them, just held up for the moment, Finger Mark, Mr. Undercover, followed by Kelly's Secret. Infiltrators around them wide as the favourite boots away, coming around the home corner. He's in full flight. Next Stop the Moon. They come into the straight. Next Stop the Moon sailed away by four, Frosty Beverage, and then Triggerfish, followed by Infiltrator further back in the field. Down inside the last 200, it's Next Stop the Moon. Out by three, Frosty Beverage, then Triggerfish. Finger Mark finally getting into the clear. He's running out of tickets late, the favourite Next Stop the Moon, but will have enough in hand and goes on to win Next Stop the Moon from Frosty Beverage. And Echoaway, Finger Mark ran third. Triggerfish was fourth. From Mr. Undercover, Infiltrator's run came to an end. Then Trade Prize, followed by Vitalilo. Next home behind them, It Comes Natural, Kelly's Secret back there, and Tribute to Mary, the 150 to 1 pop, cut up badly after sitting outside the favourite to run Stone Motherless. Look, the best bet of the day, Next Stop the Moon. And what a day it's been for Jeff Evans. Of course, the Warrnambool Cup, and now the last here as well. He rounds out the afternoon on a highly successful note over Frosty Beverage, Finger Mark and Triggerfish. But the Keltis gelding out of Full Moon, trained by Dan and Ben Pearce, written by Chris Graham. He stole the march on them. He absorbed plenty of pressure early on from Tribute to Mary, who tried desperately to lead, but Chris Graham was having none of that. Next Stop the Moon, relishing 1400, relishing the conditions and getting the job done by a length and a quarter over number 7, Frosty Beverage, which stuck to its task well. Brad Parnham, 4, Finger Mark, Stephen Parnham, third home, and 9, Triggerfish, Sean McGruddy, fourth. 126.85 the time, which in context of the track today, a heavy 8, is particularly good going. 38.10, though it was some leg-weary horses at the back end of that race there. So the afternoon ends on a terrific note for Jeff Evans of Distinct Racing and Breeding. That's 4 now from 18 for Next Stop the Moon. Okay. Ran 250 and Fave over Frosty Beverage 8, $9 Finger Mark on the WOP, with a treble today to Chris Parnham, who certainly stole the honours in terms of riding winners today. He certainly did it with great aplomb. We'll be back at Pinjarra tomorrow for 7. Until then, for now, it's a very good evening from Ascot.
I have trainer Dan Pearce downstairs with me after the victory of Next Stop the Moon. And Dan, I think we've figured out the formula. When your dad, Colin Pearce, is here strapping, they win. He's building up a nice little strike rate as a strapper.
Yeah, he is. He's, I think he's just after the free drink on the way home.
Well, he must have been confident about this horse. Darren said in the run he was getting a little bit of a nuisance value to his outside. What were your thoughts during the run?
Yeah, look, we were hoping to come out and sort of be a little bit neutral today, and yeah, he was taken on, but I think Chris skipping away on the corner, putting a margin on him, had the race won, so we were confident in the conditions as well. The horse is racing well, so yeah, win wasn't far around the corner for him.
Obviously, throughout the day, the conditions have been wet, miserable, but most notably, there's been that southwesterly that they've had to run into up the back. It seems to have just dropped off just before the race. Was it something that you were conscious of throughout the day?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, the couple led early and won as well. They seem to have come from everywhere, and the track's played really fair. So, so yeah, look, we were confident the horse is in good form and going really well.
Can you keep going on with it this campaign?
Yeah, I think so. Look, he's around this mark, so around this mark, verging on a weaker Saturday race. So yeah, look, he's a horse with ability, and it's really good for Jeff Evans. He's had a good day, and he puts a lot into the game, and he's got a big operation there. So yeah, really good to see.
Yeah, well done to him. It's been a massive day, and congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you. Cheers.
Dan Pearce, part of the training partnership with him and brother Ben, and the win of Next Stop the Moon. I think music to many ears, because, Scott, a lot of people were wanting to tip this horse, and you included, and he hasn't let the punters down here.
No, he certainly hasn't, Britt. $2.90 he's paid on the tote there. It's a pretty good price. And look, he had to absorb that pressure mid-race, but he was winning a fair way from home once he was able to shake off that challenger on the outside of him in tribute to Mary. So he's a good, strong win. He's probably in for a very good Belmont campaign, because he can get through any sort of going, and he's a natural front runner and a free rolling type. I thought Chris Graham rode him to perfection. And
today we see Frosty Beveridge off that 7-day turnaround, finish second. So great to see that, because we're just seeing that little bit more versatility in that Danny Morton trained galloper, which we're used to seeing racing fresh.
We certainly are, Britt. So all honours to him. And Triggerfish, another really good run from the back. He's burst into win a race. He's just caught awkwardly in the weights for Albany Racing.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of our coverage here from a very gloomy Ascot. It's been cold conditions, not something we're usually used to this until we get to Belmont Park, but we're going to enjoy our last 2 Saturdays at Ascot before we do move to winter racing. But it's been a pleasure to have your company all throughout the afternoon. It's a very good evening from us.